the plan for us is to complete at least 10,000 meters of drilling this year. We're on track to do probably more than that. And we have two rigs on site as I speak, drilling. So there'll be news flow all the way through September, October, November to December.
All right, welcome back inside our Proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Ian Gendall. He is the CEO of DLP Resources. And Ian's good to see you again. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you, Steve. And same thing, it's good to see you. It's been a while.
It has been. I know it's been very busy through the company. We'll talk about all the news you've had out recently and what's ahead as well. But maybe for people not familiar, give me a little background on the company, Ian.
Yeah, sure. DLP essentially started, I guess, in 2020. And the principal founders, they were Jim Stapula, Robin Sudo. And the project really that got it all going was the Sullivan type project in just south of Cranbrook. So that got the DLP going at that time, and we picked up a lot of ground in and around Cranbrook looking for the Sullivan type deposit, and also looking at copper in sedimentary hosted systems around Cranbrook. So that started there. I joined up in 2021, and with the idea of moving those projects forward and also looking at other opportunities. So that's when I came on board, and we started looking at the Sullivan, started drilling some of the targets that we identified there, and we also moved to Peru on a copper moly project called Aurora, which is currently taking really all our time right now in terms of work programs and drilling.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's talk about Aurora, because you've had some news out on it recently, but we should let people know that you're currently drilling, and you've released some of the drill results while this drilling is ongoing, and really showing strong numbers, Ian.
Yeah, it's we've had a very, very good 2 years on the project. We started drilling in 2022. And we've been drilling all the way through to now. We've currently got two drill rigs on the project, and this is a very large system. It's a copper moly system with silver within it as well. And we've drilled approximately to date. We've drilled probably close to 13,000 meters of drilling. We've done that. Yeah. So results that we've received have been really spectacular in terms of the moly that we see in the system, and a very good copper in the upper part of the system as well. So it's a bit unique in the sense that we have very high-grade moly, probably one of the better high-grade systems around currently, and with the copper associated with it as well. So we're pretty encouraged, and we believe we've got a significant resource there, which we're trying to get to by May of 2025.
Yeah, Ian, are you looking at a specific area of the project? Is it narrowed in on a certain part? Or are you looking all over the project? Because I know it's got some size to it.
Yes, that's correct. We have an option on 400 hectares, which is the main focus for us right now. Okay. And surrounding that, we have another 8,100 hectares. So it's a large project, and the focus is on the main 400 hectares under option, which we'll earn in by 2026. So there's some expenditures to be done on that project. 3 million has to be expended in terms of exploration commitments, and 3 million payment over the 4-year period to the Peruvian owner that we have the option with. So okay. We've pretty much we've pretty much spent the 3 million to date on the exploration, and there's a big payment towards the end of May 2026.
Yeah. Let's talk about recent news, because you did have a metallurgical study coming out. Obviously, in de-risking a project, a metallurgical study is very, very common, and you came back with again exactly, I'm sure, what you were expecting as far as the copper, the moly, silver, all that kind of stuff. Pretty happy with that report?
Absolutely. I think that was a huge step forward for us in terms of de-risking the project, as you mentioned. We have a very simple mineralogy on the project in terms of the copper minerals and the molybdenum minerals that are there, that came out in that report. And the recoveries were really excellent. We have over 95% recovery on the copper, over 86% on the molybdenum and pretty much the same on the silver. So it bodes well for moving this project forward in terms of economics. And, we committed early on to do that scoping study because we believe that's a very important step for us in terms of getting to a point where we know the resource will come out in May 2025, and at least at that time, we understand the system pretty well in terms of the mineralogy.
Yeah. And just on that, as we wrap up here, that obviously means there's going to be a lot of news flow over the next months leading into 2025 when that report is due.
Absolutely. The plan for us is to complete at least 10,000 meters of drilling this year. We're on track to do probably more than that. And we have two rigs on site as I speak, drilling. So there'll be news flow all the way through September, October, November to December, and January, February as well, in terms of getting those final results out before the resource.
All right. Well, we look forward to following all of the story for sure. Ian, thank you so much. Good update, and great to see you again. Congratulations on the success, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Thanks very much. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate that. Yeah, look forward to it.
Ian Gendall, the CEO of DLP Resources.